Hey guys, welcome to my beautiful Gemini friends. My name is Angel with Ninth House Collective. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This is going to be your December reading and energy update, and how I like to spend our time together is always focusing on growth mindset. What are some of the concepts and things we can think about to really transform and move through the obstacles within our lives month to month, more in flow? Now, since it's December and we're closing out 2024, I'm doing things a little different. I'm going to be drawing 4 cards today, asking for messages around creating sturdy foundations, what to leave in 2024 so that we can move into 2025 more aligned, more purposeful, more in balance, right? I'm also going to ask to see for some messages around what actions we can take. So the 4 cards I'll be drawing, the first one is going to represent the general theme for the reading, and then the other 3 cards are going to weave a story, and I'm going to ask for messages around just that. What to leave in 24, what to welcome into 25, and what actions we can take to help push us in a more positive flow for 2025. All right, and if I notice anything within my chakra centers are our energy centers, and they connect us with different themes within our life. So my Gemini friends, if I feel anything within my body, I will bring those messages forth as well. I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath in and get present with me as I'm going to shuffle the cards, get your energy in there. These are general readings, but there's going to be nuggets of wisdom, and see how you can use them to affect positive change within your life. See which messages resonate with you. Allow me to be a clear channel only for the highest good, the highest wisdom, and the highest healing of my Gemini friends. Okay, let's see what we get, guys. All right, so your theme is going to be the 2 of Cups. And then we have the 7 of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the King of Swords. All right, got a nice little mix-up of all the elements here. All right, so let's see if you guys can see these. All right, Geminis, let's talk about the 2 of Cups. So 2s represent choices and decisions that need to be made, right? So that's part of the general theme of your message for the energy of December. There's some choices and decisions that need to be made, right? And cups are about our love, our emotions, our relationships, how we give and receive of our energy in a healthy and balanced manner, right? So Gemini, the theme for you is there's some choices and decisions around how you can have more harmonious relationships in 2025, right? The 7 of Wands showed up, and Wands, for me, for personal growth purposes and growth mindset, really represent our dreams, our goals, our passions, and our deepest desires, right? The 7 of Wands here speaks to feeling like you have to defend yourself. So there's something about the flow within your relationships and a feeling of being very defensive, right? So being defensive is something I want you to think on. Think about things that come up for you, Geminis, that make you feel in that energy of the 7 of Wands, that make you feel like you need to defend yourself. There's some growth that needs to happen, right? The 6 of Wands is all about being celebrated, right? But the 7 is about feeling like you have to protect something. So what I want you guys to think on, and what's coming through, which is a little different than what normally comes through to me with this card, but is really about letting go of being defensive and using that as a mile marker to see maybe how you can gain some self-awareness so that you can create the flow and the equal energy exchange that you are seeking in 2025, how to create more balance there. Right? So the next card that showed up is the Knight of Cups. And this knight, first of all, knights are, they're action cards, right? This knight is kind of a slower moving knight within the tarot, and they can tend to romanticize things. So I'm feeling like with this defensiveness that keeps coming up for me in regards to your equal, more harmonious relationships, letting go of defensiveness, and really kind of like the romanticizing of what love is, right? I want you guys to think about this. This night can be kind of like a player, and it's kind of immature, not as immature as a page, but you know, it's not, they don't have the mastery of the kings, right? So you are being called to look at how you can progress, right, within harmonious relationships by taking actions to really bring about a more equal and more true story, right? So see where defensiveness may come up for you and how you can transform that story, right? The Knight speaks to taking action towards action towards our love. And since the theme was about, you know, relationships and harmonious relationships, that's the action you're being called to look at how you can transform when you feel defensiveness coming up. See if maybe you can create a more accurate story. Maybe there's something that needs to be, some new information you need, right? So welcoming in action towards creating harmonious relationships, really letting go of defensiveness. Use that as a tool to kind of see what needs expansion. And the action for you guys is to bring in the energy of the King of Swords, right? Clear thinking, decisive, right? We spoke about decisions need to be made about how you can bring this harmonious flow within your relationships, right? So they are decisive in their decision making because they are clear thinking, they are fair, they are balanced, they are emotionally stable. So they think with their intellect in balance with their you know, like emotions, right? They really have mastered that art of clear thinking and clear communication in a fair and just way. So that's what I will challenge my Gemini friends with. Where you tend to get triggered and feel like you have to be defensive, see where you can look at that. See if you can unwind that and figure out what needs healing, right? Because this night is about taking action towards your cups, right? Towards love, but it's a slow moving and kind of a it needs transformation, it needs mastery, right? And so that's what you're moving towards in 2025, and that's what I would challenge you guys to look at, right? There's a couple centers I'm going to throw in for you guys because this is about our love and equal exchange in our relationships. The first one I'm going to say is your heart center, right? The heart center is our bridge between our material and our spiritual chakras, right? So this is the bridge. Lean into loving yourself, forgiving others, right? There's something that needs to be forgiven and unwound, and a trigger or something that I want you to be aware of when it happens. When you feel defensive, sit with that. Think on that. See how you can transform that defensiveness and say, like, where maybe can I gain some growth and expansion around harmonious relationships, right? I'm still stuck in this energy of kind of, not being really mature in love, being exuberant but kind of rose-colored glasses. Like it needs some mastery, right? And so mastering your thoughts and your communication is also super important. So for your centers, heart center, you can do some meditations there, right? They have beautiful, tons of complimentary meditations online. 10 minutes, 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be a lot of time spent, but if you want to affect change, you have to do new things, create new habits. So heart center meditations and really leaning into forgiveness of yourself and forgiveness of others, especially where it triggers you to feel defensive, right? You're really gaining mastery over that. So second center is going to be solar plexus. That's your self-confidence, your willpower, clear decision making. So you can do meditations on that center as well. Or my favorite thing to do is in the moment, when you have a negative thought about yourself, that is just something alerting you to something that's not imbalanced, right? So, and that center being balanced really helps with the theme here, which is about you have choices, right? Too. Choices and decisions to make about how to create harmonious relationships in 2025. Okay, so we spoke on the heart center, we spoke on the solar plexus, and I'm going to throw in throat center, which is really, and yes, throat center for sure. It's blocking up on me now as I'm talking about it, and there is a blockage there. What usually causes blocks within our throat center, guys, is the lies we tell ourselves, right? Sometimes we don't want to look at things that may be painful, so we push it away or we create a false story. Sometimes it's just not even in our awareness yet, right? So use that When you feel defensive, use that emotion and sit with it. See why you feel that way and see how you can create harmonious relationships for yourself moving forward into 2025. I will mention that solar plexus is also blocked around feelings of shame. So shame and defensiveness, that's what I want you guys to think on, to really push through some stagnant energy and open up more harmonious relationships, which was the theme of your reading. All right, my beautiful Gemini friends, I hope you have a beautiful December. Remember, you're all spectacular creatures and we're all growing and learning and changing. So take the time to nurture you and start making some new habits in 2025 and really affect that positive change that I know we all want to see. All right, have a beautiful December. Catch you next month.